Hi, my name is Ken Hamilton, CEO of Total Tech, and I'd like to welcome you to Have You Configured It Out? Our video series highlighting key technology partners and their product offerings. In this segment, we will be highlighting award-winning Sophos, a security software company distinguished for their ability to protect organizations of all sizes from today's most advanced cyber threats. Many thanks to all of you for watching and listening. Don't forget to subscribe, sign up for notifications, and please smash that like button. If you have any ideas of future videos you would like to see, please let me know in the comments below. We read all your messages. Thanks again, and I hope you enjoy this episode.
Hey everyone, Derek Snyder, Sophos Engineer, coming back at you again today in partnership with our great partner, Total Tech. This is episode 2 of their Have You Configured It Out series. In episode 1, we covered a little bit of tips and tricks and new features and commonly misconfigured settings that we find on InterceptX on workstations. Today, we wanted to focus a little bit more on server protection from Sophos. So our InterceptX for servers, our EDR for servers, and talk a little bit about some of those, again, common misconfigurations, as well as some new features, some things you might not have been aware of. Before we do that, I'm going to share one slide and I'll jump right into the console. But let me share out one slide just as a quick reminder of who Sophos is, where we play, what we do, okay? So you may already be a Sophos customer. Maybe you forgot that we do some of these other things and have these other products, other solutions for you. Or maybe you're new to Sophos. So as a reminder, where all we play and what we're capable of. That big circle in the middle, you're going to see Sophos Central, the big white circle there. That is our common cloud platform, or single console, if you will, where all of those products around it can be managed. I'm not going to read through each product. You can pause the video. You can take a look, see if any of those, if you have any new projects coming up where we might be a fit there. But it does add value to our product, having a single console or platform that you can manage all these different products from. So again, maybe you don't have some of those projects today, but down the road, if you do have mobile device management project, or you need to add a next-gen firewall or wireless access points, we can do all that from a single console. You can manage that in the cloud. So just wanted to quickly remind you of that. The next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to jump right in to the Sophos Central platform or console here. I'm going to share that out. And as a reminder, again, all those products are down the left-hand side. I'm lit up and licensed for everything. You might only be licensed for a couple. That's all you would see once you're licensed, okay? We are going to, again, focus on server protection today. We do break that out separately from workstations. So you have our InterceptX for workstations. We call it endpoint protection in the console here, but we also have it for server protection, or servers. We call it server protection. So that's our InterceptX for servers, along with EDR for servers. So let me click on the server protection here, and I'm going to go straight into the policies here. This is going to be quick hitting, just like last time. And if you have questions or you want to deep dive more into some of these things, as always, reach out to Total Tech, and we can get that set up and jump on the line with you. So first of all, though, looking at the threat protection setting for your server policies, right? This is the first tip and trick. We did this last time with the workstations. Hopefully you went and checked your servers as well. But if not, I want to make sure you do that. So go do that immediately when you watch this video. If you have Sophos server protection already, go make sure all the threat protection policies have all the settings enabled. Runtime protection, you're going to see CryptoGuard, our anti-ransomware protection, all these exploit protection settings, right? Deep learning, our proprietary machine learning. You want to make sure everything's enabled so your servers are completely protected. The last thing we want is we hear from you hearing that you had some sort of outbreak and it's because a setting wasn't turned on, right? We want to make sure that you have all the best protection. I'm going to hit cancel on that. So do me a favor and check that. The next thing is probably the favorite feature of server, outside of obviously all the great protection features of InterceptX with anti-ransomware and exploit prevention and all of that. But the next policy that's unique to servers that I hear frequently is people's favorite feature is called lockdown. So you see lockdown here, and I'll click on a lockdown policy. There's not a lot to look at in the policy per se, but let me tell you a little bit about the lockdown feature itself. What lockdown is a one-button whitelist. So you will hear us use that term, one-button whitelist, for lockdown. Essentially, you get everything installed on the servers the way you want, and then you kick off a Sophos lockdown scan. We do a deep scan. Takes a little bit the first time because we're going deep, looking at everything installed, everything associated with what's installed, and whitelisting all of that. So essentially what you're doing is only allowing only allowed apps can run. So a one button whitelist, nothing else can run or be installed once that lockdown has completed. If you need to install something new, it can't be installed unless you authorize that to be installed, right? The biggest question I get is, will my updates still work? Yes, your updates will still work. Because of that scanning and the trust of applications that we set when we do that lockdown, we go ahead and it allows the updates to work as well. So that's a lockdown feature. Again, probably the favorite feature on server protection. There's one other policy that's unique to server, file integrity monitoring. I don't see a lot of people needing it. If you need it, it's usually because you have a compliance reason, a compelling compliance reason where you need to have it. You need to check that box. So we've really added it here for compliance purposes. File integrity monitoring will detect any unauthorized changes to critical files and alert you to that. You can get more information on it in here. We will log that to like Windows event logs if you like, or a folder on the local server that you can grab when you need to get more information on it. But really, it's important to know FIM is in here. If you need it for compliance purposes, yes, we do have FIM or file integrity monitoring. Okay, so that's part of our server protection licensing. The next thing I want to talk about is EDR for servers. So if we go back one and I go to Threat Analysis Center, so EDR is going to allow you to do threat hunting. It's going to bubble up threat indicators or indicators of compromise for you, and we will do that for you. So you don't necessarily have to be an expert, and then we will guide you through investigations with intelligence from our labs. Again, so you don't have to be a threat analyst or have that expertise. So you can do that on the workstation side with EDR, but also EDR for server gives you the ability to do that for servers. But there is two extra features, actually three, that I want to mention when you have EDR for servers. The first is a feature we've added, and we've released all these now generally available. Live Discover is the first one. So this allows you to run queries against any of the machines or servers in your estate. And you can bring back all kinds of, you can ask all kinds of interesting questions and bring back interesting answers. So in this case, I just have a Windows 10 device that I've selected. We have over 80 canned queries already preset for you. And you can look at how they're categorized here. We've got a number of MITRE attack techniques that you can query on your server, see if any of those techniques have been used or on there. Processes running, threat hunting queries, right? So there is a lot of threat hunting aspects to this. But there's also IT hygiene and IT admin related queries. If we look at device queries, you'll see things like boot history and CPU information, maybe some hardware operating system details, the boot history. You can look at all kinds of different things and ask different questions. We have a community forum where people are sharing great queries that they've written themselves, because you can add your own queries as well. Of course, we provide the schema for you so you can construct those queries properly. But just as an example, hardware information, you're going to see the query right here. I can hit run query, and it's going to very quickly here, within just a few seconds, bring back the results of that particular query, and you'll see the host name and in this case, memory information, physical memory, hardware details, OS, patching information, all of that. So that's just one example there, but it's very powerful tool, Live Discover. The next piece of EDR that we added recently is, let me go back one. That's Live Discover. The next piece is Live Response. So I've gotten great feedback on this Live Response. Admins are working remotely. People are working remotely. Of course, you've all got different tools. Some people are on VPN, some aren't. How are you going to access machines as an IT admin when you need? Well, right from the console here, you're going to see Live Response. Mine says beta. It's actually not beta anymore. I just need to pull it out of the beta program. Actually, it's already been released. Live response test. You're going to see this is going to put me right on that machine, shell access directly on that machine. I'm sitting at a Windows command prompt now. I can do anything I want just as if I was on that machine. So that's live response. So live discover, live response. Gotten great feedback on those two new features. They're included if you already have EDR. We call it EDR 3.0 release. If you already have EDR, these are free features added for you if you didn't know they were in there. If you don't have EDR yet, this could be a compelling reason where maybe you're thinking, we don't really want to do a lot of the threat hunting ourselves. That's kind of typically associated with EDR, but we do really like the ability to query for certain information from those endpoints, and we love the live response capabilities in this cloud console. So it's a couple of new reasons why EDR might be compelling for you. And the last piece to that comes with server with EDR is something called Cloud Optics. So Cloud Optics is our public cloud compliance and visibility tool. So if you have assets up in AWS, Azure, or Google Cloud, this is a great tool for you to monitor, get visibility, and have that compliance going. You'll get alerts. It integrates with your ticketing systems. But if you have the EDR for server licensing, you get some of these Cloud Optics features for free with that license. So you could think of it like a Cloud Optics Lite, maybe if you want to call it that, but it's giving you a subset of those features here. So you're going to get the visibility, the monitoring. It's going to look for anomalies, right? Someone logged in from different locations or traffic anomalies, kind of helping reduce that attack surface. But if you do decide you want more of the compliance, you can get a full license to optics as well. But what I really wanted to point out is you get some of these optics features when you have the server licensing with EDR, okay? So I hope these tips and tricks were helpful for you today. Again, this was episode 2 of the Total Tech Have You Configured It Out. If you want to deep dive, you want to do more of a demo or just answer questions or have a discussion about any of these things or anything related to Sophos, reach out to Total Tech and we can set that up and jump on the line with you, okay? Thanks a lot. Hope you guys really enjoyed the video.